So today I want to talk about my favorite budget Android tablets. My favorite tablets that you could buy for $300 or less. And it's going to be a fun video, so let's get right into it. So I am all about saving money, and if you're someone out there who wants a good tablet to be a companion for your life, this is going to be the video for you. And yes, I'm going to talk about sales and deals that I'm seeing in the US. I am talking about US tablets, so keep in mind, I'm not going to talk about all of the international tablets in this video. So I want to start off first by talking about the Lenovo Idea Tab Pro. And the reason why I'm bringing this tablet up right now is because I'm seeing it go on sale almost all of the time around $299 and even as low as $250. That is absolutely insane for this tablet. And why is it so insane for the Idea Tab Pro to be under $300? Well, you have to remember that this tablet is basically competing with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 FE Plus. And I've been saying this for a while on my channel, but the Tab S10 FE Plus, it retails for a good chunk of money. It's like around 650 bucks. And whenever you could get a tablet that's around the same screen size, like this is a 12.7-inch tablet here, and it's amazing, and it has similar performance to the Tab S10 FE Plus, but you could find it for around 250 bucks, sometimes around 300. It depends on the deals that you find, of course. I'd say you'll find it a little more often around 300, and for that price, it is absolutely insane. I was recommending it around 400 bucks because you were still saving hundreds of dollars whenever you compare it with the Tab S10 FE Plus. You're going to get very good performance, again, similar to the Tab S10 FE Plus, but you're going to have one big drawback. The drawback is brightness. It can get around 400 nits of brightness, and that is more than good enough for indoors, but it's not going to be quite as good as the Tab S10 FE, but you still get a very large screen size. A lot of these Idea Tab Pros are even coming with a stylus, which is pretty cool. The Dimensity 8300 processor, I know it's a MediaTek processor, but again, it does perform very, very good, and I've been having a great experience with it. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM in the base model, and it's got a very good resolution. It's not an AMOLED display, but again, it is so good for the money, so I would highly recommend if you want very good mid-range performance, a very gorgeous screen. It's like around a 3K resolution here, so the screen looks great, the performance is very smooth. It's going to be very good for people who are okay with a mid-range tablet, but maybe you just want to save some good money and get a good bargain. As long as you're okay with the screen brightness not being super high, again, 400 nits is decent, but not great whenever you're looking at mid-range tablets. So as long as you're okay with it being good and using it indoors, you're going to have a very good experience on the Idea Tab Pro. And that's one of the best deals you could find. Now I will say another tablet I want to mention is the OnePlus Pad 2. And that's because the OnePlus Pad 2, even though it is a little bit of an older tablet, sometimes you could find the OnePlus Pad 2 or even the Google Pixel tablet. Sometimes you could find those tablets around $300 or less on some special sales. You might have to look on Amazon. These are going to be a little more rare as far as finding those sales, but if you do find those tablets, I did quickly want to mention them. It's just going to be a little bit harder to find them because there's not a lot of stock that is really left with those tablets. Now, when we're going a little bit further down in price, one tablet that really blew me away, I've been talking about it on my channel recently, it is the TCL NXTPAPER 11 Plus. Now this is a tablet you could find for $250 at Walmart. And this tablet has one unique feature that really knocks it out of the park. It is going to be the unique display technology. So the display technology does allow you to change the screen and actually change it to black and white. It's a really cool e-ink look that you can get. It actually comes with a matte screen, so it's not like a screen protector. Maybe it is some type of unique layer or unique technology they have with the screen. I don't exactly know. All I know is it does feel like a matte screen protector on the screen. So if you don't like that, well, you might not like this. But if you do like it, you are going to have way less reflections. The screen is very good, it looks great, and it looks very vivid whenever you're using it day to day. And you also have the benefit, of course, of being able to turn it into an e-ink display through the software. So it's really, really cool the different modes it has with the screen that is going to allow your eyes to rest a little bit whenever your eyes need some rest. It's going to be good for reading, and it has similar performance to the Tab A9 Plus and some other competitors around 200 bucks. But you do get 8 gigabytes of RAM in the base model. You also get 256 gigabytes of storage. So there are some unique things that TCL gives you that if you go to Samsung like their A9 Plus, if you find it not on sale, well then you're going to spend around 220 bucks for a tablet with only 4 gigs of RAM and way less storage, and it doesn't have the cool stuff as far as the e-ink display. So this tablet for 250 bucks at its retail price is a very good deal already. If it goes on sale, it's going to be even better. Of course, it won't be quite as fast as something like the Lenovo Idea Tab Pro, so that is a little bit of a knock against it, but it's really good for artists if you want to actually draw. If you buy a stylus separately, which you do have to do, it is going to give you a unique texture like you're almost writing on paper whenever you're using it. You're going to have way less reflections on it, and you still have a good tablet with plenty of RAM and things like that. So again, I put this in the same class as the A9 Plus or the Lenovo Tab Plus. This is going to be similar as far as performance to those tablets, but it does have 8 gigabytes of RAM at least up front. It has more storage, and it has this unique display feature, which really does set it apart. Now, it won't have as many software updates, so that's one thing to keep in mind. I believe it's only one big operating system update, but it has so much else going for it that it's a really good contender. Now, the Lenovo Tab Plus, that tablet in particular, is very, very good for another reason. Just like the TCL, it has one standout feature. And the feature for this tablet is going to be the speakers. The speakers are amazing here. And then you get this awesome kickstand in the back. So you do get 8 gigabytes of RAM as well in the base model of the Tab Plus, but you get these incredible speakers, like some of the best speakers I've ever heard even on a tablet, and you get it in such a cheap budget tablet. Because yeah, it does retail around 300 bucks, but you could typically find the Tab Plus on sale around $200. So the Lenovo Idea Tab Pro, to really give us a tier here, yeah, that tablet's around 300 bucks sometimes when it's on sale, and sometimes 250 if you're lucky. The TCL, I really haven't seen a lot of sales on. It's around 250, but the Lenovo Tab Plus, it's normally around 250 to about $200, give or take. So it's a little bit cheaper in some ways. So the performance on the Tab Plus, it is going to be similar to the A9 Plus. It's going to be similar to this TCL tablet I mentioned here. It's going to be similar to a lot of other tablets around $200 in price. So if you're someone who really wants awesome speakers, you want a kickstand, it does come with 8 gigabytes of RAM in the base model, that is going to be a terrific option for people who really enjoy those features. Now, if you prefer the screen of the TCL, maybe the TCL is better for you, or maybe you prefer Samsung software, maybe you prefer Samsung DeX. In that case, the Tab A9 Plus is a good option. Now, I will admit, recommending the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus, it's sort of hard if it's not on sale. But normally it is on sale for a really, really good price. So typically we have the 4 gigabyte of RAM model, and I really wouldn't recommend that for most people. It's okay if you're just doing one or two things at a time, but for most people I would recommend bumping up to the 128 gigabyte of storage model, and that model does have 8 gigabytes of RAM. Well, typically you could find that on sale around 200 bucks, sometimes around 230. Now, if you don't care about the really awesome speakers of the Tab Plus, maybe you do like Samsung software, I think the Tab A9 Plus is going to be a great option for those people. Again, good performance for a budget tablet. It is still going to be a little bit slow depending on what you're doing, but that's about expected around this price point. If you want that upgraded performance, again, look for a sale on the Idea Tab Pro. That is a big jump up for performance. But if you are someone that's okay in this budget range for performance, you're going to have to decide between the TCL awesome screen technology, or you're going to have to decide between the A9 Plus having Samsung DeX, and maybe you really love Samsung software, or you could look at the Lenovo Tab Plus and look at those speakers. You have to decide between all of those features and figure out what is right for you. You also have to look at sales because remember, devices do go on sale over time. And some devices will be up in price and some will be down. Some devices you could go to Best Buy, you could find them on sale, and then you might find an open box deal, right? So there are a lot of great ways to get good deals, and I think you just have to find the right deal and the right feature set for you. But the A9 Plus is still a good tablet recommendation even today, and I do think even with future tablets coming up on the horizon, I'm hearing rumors of a Tab S10 Lite. Yeah, that is going to be a good tablet, but I do think the A9 Plus is still strongly recommended for people who like Samsung, but they just want a basic tablet. Now, it does only have a 90 Hz refresh rate, and so does that Lenovo Tab Plus. The TCL has 120 Hz, which is really cool, so 90 Hz is still good enough, and I do like that at least in these budget price ranges, we are seeing at least 90 Hz on that refresh rate. But the Tab A9 Plus, again, really solid. And when we look beyond those tablets, all of these tablets, there's not really a whole lot to recommend. Of course, if you want a tablet that's really smaller, like a super small tablet, well, the Lenovo Tab One, that's a tablet you could find around $100, and that tablet is good for the absolute bare bone basics. It's going to be slower, it won't have a 1080p screen, but it's still going to be good for people who just want a smaller tablet to do light stuff on. And sometimes you could find tablets like the Tab S9 FE. Sometimes you find a tablet like that on sale, or you find it on eBay or something. There are some other good tablets I could recommend. But at the end of the day, if I'm looking at all of these tablets, I would say the OnePlus Pad 2, it's going to be really hard to find good sales on it, but if you find it on some type of Amazon Prime Day deal, or you find it on sale somewhere for like around $300 or less, if you find it for $300 or less, the OnePlus Pad 2 is right there with the Idea Tab Pro. Those tablets are going to be my recommendations, my top recommendations, right at $300. When you go beyond that, I'm going to have the TCL Next, and that's for $250. And honestly, if you really want a screen that can turn into an e-ink screen, if you want 8 gigabytes of RAM already, 256 gigs of storage, a 120 Hz screen, it's really packing a lot for that $250 price point. And you could find it at Walmart. So again, that is my next recommendation. Then you have the Lenovo Tab Plus, and I actually recommend that a little more than the A9 Plus, mainly because you could find it for a similar price, but you get those speakers and a kickstand. So if you want something cheaper, let's say you find the A9 Plus on sale for $150, and maybe you find it for $130, I don't know. That is a terrific option still if you like Samsung software, or maybe you're okay with 4 gigs of RAM and maybe you just really want to save that extra money. There are still plenty of reasons to get the A9 Plus for you Samsung lovers out there, and the Lenovo Tab One is also a good option. Hopefully, all of this talk about tablets under $300, hopefully it has helped you make a good decision. If you want any of these tablets, check the links in the description because those links will lead you to some great deals. Also, you could check out some other videos if you get time. Give me a like, give me a sub. Again, I talk about Android tablets all of the time, so if you have a little more time, check some of those videos out. I hope you have a great day, and no matter what you're going through, I hope you enjoy your week.